Okay, so you guys have seen me play with my Imperial Guard against Tyranids. You've seen me play with my Emperor's Canaries Space Marines against Witch Hunters. You've seen me play now my Eldar against the new Tyranids. So Monday, I'm going to be playing my Dark Eldar against Steve's Witch Hunters. I believe it's Witch Hunters. He may be playing Tyranids, who knows. And I'm just going to go over my list with you guys really quick. I will try to put my list on the screen or in the description. Just look around both of there and you'll hopefully be able to find it if I'm not lazy. Alright, starting off with my HQ. My HQ squad, just so you know, comes to, let's see, 40, 91, 391 points. I love Dark Eldar HQs. I've got an Archon with a Punisher, a Tormentor Helm, Shadowfield, Combat Drugs, Haywire Grenade. He's got a retinue of 5 Incubi and 5 Warriors, 2 of the Warriors with Splinter Cannons. They're in a Raider with Night Shield and Horrifex. I'll go over what some of that means later for all of you who don't play Dark Eldar. Onto the troops. I've got 2 squads of 10 warriors and raiders. In each squad of my 10 warriors and the raiders, I've got a blaster and a splinter cannon and a Horrifex on the raider. I've got 2 squads of 10 warriors on foot with 2 dark lances in each squad, and I've got 2 squads of 10 warriors on foot with 2 splinter cannons and 2 blasters in each squad. So I filled up all 6 of my troop choices with a total of 60 warriors. I've also given, actually the 2 warrior squads in the raiders also have a Cyberite upgraded, which is basically a sergeant, and they each have a Punisher and a Tormentor Helm. I've got a squad of 15 witches with 2 blasters and witch weapons, and I've got a Ravager with a Horrifex. So let me go over what some of this means and partially how this is going to play. Allow me to get some props. Okay, so there's a few things that are important in this list to note. One of them is the HQ squad. This is my converted Dark Eldar Lord, my Archon, with a awesome, I don't know if that'll actually focus right, let me turn this light on, with an awesome hand-sculpted cape and everything, with a little pill bottle there that my friend James made for me for his combat drugs. Basically this guy here, 3 wounds, 3 attacks, initiative 7 I think. He's a beast. Let me go over his stuff a little bit here. Yeah. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 6. So you don't want to mess with him is basically what it is. He's still strength and toughness 3 with only a 5+ save. So he's really flimsy, but he dishes out the hurt. His strength and toughness aren't a huge deal because he's in a retinue, in a vehicle, so you have to get through quite a bit from shooting before you can hurt him. In combat, it's a little bit different. He has an upgrade the Shadowfield, which, in case you don't know, gives him a 2+ invulnerable save in all instances. So shooting, close combat, whatever, he has a 2+ invulnerable save. The downside is it's 25 points. I can only have one of them, and as soon as he fails it once, it's gone for the game. But usually that prevents enough to make it worth it. So the main thing with him is he's got 3 attacks, 4 on the charge, 5 for 2 close combat weapons, and 6 for my combat drugs. Usually when I charge with him, with this loadout, he'll be doing 6 attacks at strength 5 power weapons, re-rolling misses. So you can imagine that things will die quickly. His retinue, the 5 Incubi, those guys have strength 4 power weapons and a 3+ armor save. So the retinue, the HQ squad, is pretty much can wipe almost any squad off the board in one turn. This guy right here, he charged a Carnifex with his retinue of Incubi The Incubi didn't get to fight. The Carnifex was dead, just from him. So that gives you an idea of what he does. And this was last edition Carnifex. My warrior squads, well, my HQ squad and my warrior squads, the two raider squads, they are zooming around in these things. Raiders. Dark Lance on them, which is basically the same as a Bright Lance for all you Eldar players out there. Strength 8, AP 2, Lance rule, 36 inches. Comes standard on a Raider. So enjoy your Land Raiders while they last. I've also given them all Horrifex, which is basically destructo to your leadership and makes you pinned. I just want to basically pin down as many units as I can so I can kill one at a time with each unit. So I've got a total of 3 Raiders in my list. This bad boy with the cool lightning effects. This is the Ravager. Basically an armor 11 instead of 10 Raider, and except it's got 3 Dark Lances. You can upgrade him to an amazing weapon, but I like the Dark Lances better in a lot of cases. So it's got 3 Dark Lances on it. So that's the gist of my vehicles. Each of my 2 warrior squads in the Raiders, has the Strength 4 power weapon on their Cyberite upgraded guy. All of my warrior squads, for the most part, have blasters. In case you don't know what a blaster is, it's a 12-inch Bright Lance. They basically have Bright Lance pistols. So my warrior squads in the Raiders are running around with the Dark Lance on the Raider, the Horrifex on the Raider, 12-inch Dark Lance in their hand, and the Splinter Cannon. The Splinter Cannon is Assault 4, Strength 4, AP 6, I believe, 24 inches, Assault 4. So, basic strategy is run in, mess up everyone's leadership. Raiders run around destroying vehicles, wiping out infantry, and anything that needs to drop out. An assault can. So we'll see how well it works. 15 witches just kind of running up the table, hoping to do something. We'll see. I've got 2 squads of static warriors with Dark Lances. Dark Lances are a heavy weapon, unlike the Bright Lance. And each of those squads have 2. So each of those squads have basically 2 Bright Lances in them. They'll be sitting in the back shooting, possibly standing on an objective. I've got 2 mobile squads on foot. Those 2 have 2 splinter cannons and 2 blasters. So they have 2 of the 12-inch Bright Lances, and they have 2 splinter cannons. So awesome at anti-infantry, awesome at anti-tank. 8 shots at 24 inches while moving is fantastic. So that's basically my list. And generally how it will play. It's going to require a lot longer to explain everything. But you'll probably see the battle report Monday night if you're interested in that. But that's pretty much it. Lots of death. I love, love, love the Archon. He can take a demon prince by himself. He can take the unclean one by himself if he needed to. It's just, he's awesome. So I will see you guys Monday. I'll have more videos before then anyway, most likely. So yeah, see ya.